Tax season is around the corner, but if you received the child tax credit and were counting on a big refund, you may be out of luck. The child tax credit was expanded under President Biden's American Rescue Plan, but despite the bigger credit, some parents will take a hit. The biggest issue? How the tax credit was paid out. To explain more, I'd like to bring in CBS News MoneyWatch reporter Aimee Picchi. Aimee, can you explain to us why the way the child tax credit was allocated will impact parents' tax returns?
Yeah, absolutely, Nikki. So what's really interesting and important to understand is that before 2021, before the child tax credit was expanded, parents could claim a tax credit of up to $2,000 per child. Now, the American Rescue Plan bumped that up to $3,600 for kids who are younger than 6. And for kids between 6 to 17, parents get $3,000. Now, people who got the child tax credit will realize that half of that amount was paid out in monthly checks between July 2021 through December. The last check landed December 15th. And there are 39 million households who got these checks. The IRS estimates that something like almost 9 out of every 10 kids in the U.S. got one of these checks. Why that's important is because the way it's structured is the other half of that tax credit will be claimed on your 2021 tax return, which will soon, people start filing those pretty soon. But remember what I said about the original tax credit being $2,000. Well, half of the bigger amounts is actually less than that. It's $1,800 for younger kids or $1,500 for kids between 6 to 17. So take a family with 2 kids who are 8 and 10. They're going to be able to claim $3,000 in tax credits through this expanded tax credit on their tax return. But before 2021, they actually claimed $4,000. So that's a loss of $1,000 in tax credits. And I also just want to point out that tax credits are dollar for dollar reductions in the amount you owe the IRS. They are extremely valuable. And the CTC, even more so because it's fully refundable, meaning you will get that money in your refund. So the result is your refund could be lower because you're just going to have a smaller tax credit potentially.
Aimee, what are the key points recipients of the tax credit need to know when they file this year?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, number one, it's really important to keep your eye out for a letter that the IRS is going to send you this month. It's coming in January. And that letter is going to tell you how much you received in the advance payments in the second half of 2021. The reason why you need that, or the reason why you have to hold on to that, is because it's going to help you calculate how much to claim on your tax refund. And this is important because we saw this last year with the stimulus checks. People guess. They're like, I think I got this amount. They put down the wrong amount. It doesn't match what the IRS has on file. And when that happens, your return, your tax return, is flagged by the IRS for a manual review. It means a human at the IRS has to look at your return. And some people might recall that there were tens of millions of tax returns that fell into that situation last year with some kind of error. They were flagged, and then you could end up with weeks or months of delays in getting your tax refund. So number one, keep that letter. Don't guess. Look at it and make sure you're putting the right amount down on your tax return. And then, secondly is tax experts are recommending that you file as soon as possible because you will get that extra money from the child tax credit quicker if you do it that way. So, a lot of people are still struggling. They need a little extra money. So, if you're in that situation, definitely file sooner, get your tax refund as soon as possible and get that extra tax credit money earlier.
I know parents welcome that extra money, and not every parent will see a smaller refund this year. Who will see more money and who will see less?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are a lot of families who are in line to get a bigger tax refund. One group of these people are parents who had a child in 2021 because the IRS based its calculations and its estimates on who should get this tax credit on 2020 returns. So that means if a child was born in 2021, they don't know that child exists, and you probably didn't get those monthly checks. So those parents in that situation will probably get a bigger tax refund than they did in previous years because they can claim the whole tax credit on their return. The other thing that's important is a new or expanded tax credit, the Child Independent Care Tax Credit, which was also expanded through the American Rescue Plan. That was bumped up from $3,000 per child up to $8,000 per child. This is for working parents who paid for daycare so they could work or look for work. And there are some restrictions on this. As for children who are under 13, for example, you can actually pay for a relative to watch your child and claim this tax credit, but not a dependent. So for instance, you can't pay an older sibling to watch your younger child. That doesn't work, doesn't fly with the IRS. But those people could see definitely more money in their tax refund this year.
Aimee Picchi, thank you for your insight and time.
Thank you so much.